Good evening, it's Thursday. Last Saturday, KHS Marching Band had its first competition at the Pella Dutch Invitational. So we went, and I felt like it went pretty well. Felt really pretty decent about the whole thing. I was pretty sure we weren't going to get last again. And then there was the awards ceremony. Bennett and I ran over to watch as they started to announce 3A bands. If you're not a marching band competition regular, side note that they announced last first and then name schools off as they go up, so they start with 9th and do 8th, 7th, 6th. All of Knoxville stood in anticipation, waiting as the announcer began. Ninth place, South Tama. And in 8th place in the Class 3A, some school that Scott doesn't remember. And anyway, we got 5th. 5 out of 9, dead center. So the way I see it, we were last year. We were 5th this year, once again, right in the middle, so we gained 50%, right? We just gained 50% again next year, and boom, we win. The whole band was practically screaming for the next solid half hour. It was pretty great. We have our next competition at Davis County this upcoming Saturday. Suck it, Washington. Here in the last couple days, rehearsal has been combative. Everyone seems like they're on their last nerve all the time, and it's the sort of group mentality that is not helping us. Like, occasionally, while we're practicing, I will forget something because I'm busy ranting in my head. Also, it's cold. Yeah, that's nice. The reason why everyone is at everyone's throats, I think, is a struggle for authority. Right? But it leads to a fair amount of resentment. We will get to a set and stop and dress it, and boom. There are a bunch of different people telling everyone how and what to fix. People, I have concluded, really don't like being told what to do. I will use myself as an example so that I can outline the full reasoning. If I've just marked myself off and someone tells me to move one way or the other, I get peeved. But I realize it depends on who it is. If one of my drum majors, the director, or Tyler, the sousaphone player who is the captain for the brass sections, for those of you who don't know who I'm talking about, so if one of them tell me to move, I just do it and I'm fine with it because I trust that they know what's going on and see the larger picture. If an underclassman, the majority of my peers, or basically everyone else who tried to tell me what to do, my knee-jerk reaction is to want to prove them wrong. I actually look at where I am and where everyone else is and think back to the drill and decide if I agree with them. Or sometimes, if it has to do with dressing to the form, I just do it so we can move on. But I tend to get a little punchy. So does pretty much everyone. Taking a step back here, I still trust my judgment in most cases and would take my side of things if it came to a bet. This is to say, I don't think that, on a case-by-case instance, I'm typically wrong. I am, however, interested in what's causing it all to rile me up so much, and why I inherently trust some people more than I do others. So I did a little research on a new vocab word. I'm gonna get some tea. Psychological reactance is an aversive, affective reaction in response to regulations or impositions that impinge on freedom and autonomy. There are a couple of websites that I found that indicate an inverse relationship between productivity and structure. This is to say, people do more and are willing to do more stuff when they aren't told exactly what to do. Okay, which makes sense. If you tell me what to do day in and day out, that builds in my mind resentment, which, for sake of this discussion, manifests as reactance. The point here, people get ticked when you continually tell them what to do. So at this point, I have found sources that support my claim. Links in the description, maybe, if I figure out how to do that. Oh no, they're cited in APA. Sources that support my claim that too much instruction kills an individual's drive to do something, especially if that instruction is phrased in an intense way. If a freshman is out of line, they're more likely to listen to me and be happy about it if I say, "Would you go forward one step?" rather than me saying, "You have to move forward one step because this line looks like crap." As of yet, my findings are both minimal and unsurprising. This is something that I will continue to look into, but I have a few challenges to you, Megan and Melissa. Also, anyone else who happens to be watching. First, when you need to instruct anyone, think a lot about how you say something and reflect on what sort of reaction you tend to get. Okay. Second, if you watch any TV and there is someone instructing groups of other people, I want you to think of both about what they do and what makes sense, and what doesn't. The reason I bring that up is because on TV shows, there's often a breaking point wherein someone chews everyone out and they finally start getting crap done. Or the archetypical leader is equal parts mean, loud, and well-spoken. I think about Dr. Cox off of Scrubs, and I feel like that's what a lot of people believe gains respect. And I don't think that's true. Rather, whenever someone channels any of those qualities, they receive resentment and distrust. And my third challenge to all of you, give me your feedback. I would love a comment on how to divvy out some power from Major Melissa Malloy, and I'm curious to hear your thoughts too, Megan. All the best. This is totally M&M and not stale popcorn.